What transpired was that Remy Ma showed up at Claressa Shields' wedding, like it was a diss song, complete with wig snatching, aisle dragging, and general Bronx mayhem. Pulling up in heels, she carried Claressa down the aisle like a grocery bag, yanked her frontal off mid-vove, and sank. "But you know what?" he said. "Now it's your turn. You think you've seen drama, baby? This isn't drama. This is biblical-level karma with bundles attached. It's TikTok on fire, the internet exploding, the guests shouting, and Remy standing there with his wig and ego in handcuffs. Because of the leaked video, the false arrest accusations, the trivial outbursts, and the realization by Remy Ma that she wasn't untouchable but rather snatchable, is more than simply a scandal. It's a dramatic unraveling. Come on, it was intended to be a peaceful time, a small private wedding, and a new beginning for Claressa Shields. Remy Ma kicked in the doors like she was entering a rap battle at a funeral, with no microphone, no beat.
All right.
Just vengeance in stilettos. And it wasn't even her wedding. Claressa was halfway down the aisle in a $9,000 dress, holding a bouquet as if it were her heavyweight title. Remy Ma is an unbeaten champion who can throw hands faster than most of us can blink. But what she didn't expect was that someone else would throw hands or, better yet, snatch wigs without warning, invitation, or mercy. Yes, Remy Ma found out that Claressa was secretly married to Papoose, the man who had kept her in subjection for 6 years throughout her incarceration. Let's back. Inquisitive insiders claim that the entire wedding was orchestrated like a secret society ceremony in the underground. NDAs were signed, phones were confiscated, the guest list was secured more securely than Record Vault. And the DJ was unaware of the wedding until the bride entered. Let's just say that folks were taken aback when Claressa walked in because she wasn't merely dressed. Rather, she was dressed in Remy Ma's future. On national television, the man who penned love letters promised that he would never betray her and arranged trips to the prison. Loyalty had obviously run its course, and Remy was not going to stand by and watch this happen. Nevertheless, the bride was not aware that one of her glamorous friends had already sent a selfie of her, just getting my girl ready for her big day, to a cousin, who then sent it to a friend, who then sent it to Remy on her behalf. In just 14 minutes, Remy Ma was leaning back and listening to a war anthem, while speeding at 90 miles per hour. By the time she reached the location, Papoose was crying, Claressa was 2 steps from the altar, and the harpist was in the middle of a chorus. There was no title or mysterious post-just action. Even the flower girl saw that something malevolent had entered the building, while other bridesmaids grabbed their pearls and one dropped her champagne. With the precision of a surgeon and the force of a Bronx thunderstorm, Remy pulled off Claressa's wig in one motion, and it flew across the room, struck the harpist, and silenced the ceremony. Remy didn't blink or flinch, but instead walked down the aisle as if she owned the lease, stopping right in front of Claressa and calmly saying, "You think you could marry my man in a lace front? That's cute. Now take that crown off." After that, Remy began dragging Claressa down the aisle like a broken piece of luggage on wheels after grabbing her by the braid pattern. Claressa tried to protect herself, but it's to throw punches in heels without hair for grip. The visitors cried, "This isn't in my job description," and the cop moved aside saying, "This isn't in my job description." They were already outside when one of the visitors shouted, "Call security! Security!" They chose to lean back after someone attempted to play music to help them relax. "Oh, you all think this is a performance?" asked Remy, laughing. "No, this is justice." When guests began filming outside, one aunt exclaimed, "World star." Then the siren sounded, and a flurry of flashing red and blue lights appeared, as if it were the Law and Order Lacefront Unit season finale. As soon as Claressa's bare scalp touched the grass, Remy was still standing straight and still, and the mood had altered, but she was not done. She wiped her lip gloss as if she were backstage at a concert, unconcerned. She even asked the police, Y'all want me to autograph the wig? As they came cautiously, as though they were handling a wild animal, according to one witness, Remy turned and said, "Cool, just don't touch my bag or my bundles." But someone didn't pay attention when one of them said, "Ma'am, we need to take you in." The cop's hand slipped as he tried to escort her, grabbing the edge of Remy Ma's own wig and tugging until the stillness became so deafening that one bridesmaid passed out. "No," the flower girl whispered, and the best man put down his phone. Like she just saw Elsa die, Remy stood still, wig hanging halfway off. One lash cocked like a loaded weapon, and that's when the cop said the line that broke the internet. "Oh, you love to drag people. Now it's your turn." Boom. Remy Ma, va. Snatcher just got snatched, dragged, wig loose, ego limping. She was led to the back of the squad car like a celebrity mugshot waiting to happen. Paparazzi flashes, crowds screaming, and one auntie yelling, "This is the best wedding I've ever been to." But Remy was sitting there with her pride in one hand and wig in the other as they shut the door of the police cruiser. Just when you thought it was finished, Claressa Shields appeared like vengeance in motion as she ran out of the arena, barefoot and bald. Her dignity was still rolling down the aisle like a bouquet toss gone awry, even if the dress tore the bouquet somewhere in a bush. One attendee cried, "Girl, no." She cuffed Claressa and charged for the police cruiser without seeming to care, with a wig in one hand and lip gloss in the other. Amy, seated in the back car, didn't bat an eyelid when she cracked the window and leaned slightly out to ask, "You still mad, girl?" It seemed like she was about to enter the 13th round, but instead of gloves and an attitude, her opponent was wearing handcuffs. "Your man was crying for me last night." Boom! That line alone sent 3 bridesmaids into cardiac arrest. Claressa sprang at the vehicle. "Ma'am, please, this is not UFC," the officer said as they hurried in to restrain her. But as the crowd became louder, one uncle pulled out his shouted over the phone, "We use TikTok and Instagram." Our fake investigative team was busy looking into the situation, while police tried to separate the 2 women. What we found, let's just say the wedding was never innocent. Based on leaked direct messages was Papoose and Claressa, who was still standing by himself at the altar with one hand on his head and the other clutching a crushed vow card. Some say he whispered to himself, a man whose soul had been unplugged. For over a year, Papoose and Claressa had been having an affair in secret. Sources claim that the spark began while Papoose was promoting his mixtape, Lyrical Love for No Loyalty Edition, and Claressa was a guest on a podcast. They were talking about champagne, deleted WhatsApp messages, and late-night studio sessions when he reportedly told her backstage, "You knock people out in the ring. I get knocked out by your vibe." Cheesy, but it worked out perfectly. Let's talk about the wedding budget, because this wasn't just a backyard ceremony. The real twist, according to fake venue security logs, is that Remy Ma arrived exactly 47 minutes after the glam team selfie went viral. It was expensive as evidenced by receipts from an unnamed caterer who accidentally shared everything on her Instagram story. We're talking about $65,000 in flowers in the shape of a boxing ring, personalized champagne bottles with Paparazza engraved on the glass, a harpist who was flown in from Italy and ended up using her instrument as a shield during the wig snatch, and the DJ who was paid $20,000 for playing Lean Back poorly when a hoodie was handed to Remy to cover her bare braids during her processing at the station. She allegedly said, "No, let him see me," according to police sources, although still unbeaten and in handcuffs. The hashtag wig-to-wig justice went viral on Twitter, with one comment reading, "Remy Mob showed up like a last boss." And Claressa didn't just lose her man, she lost her part. Another, "I did what needed to be done, bald and bold. Baby, speak now or forever hold your peace," Remy Ma said, and she chose violence. "I used to think I was on Claressa's side, but now I'm on chaos side. And the day is terrible." The wig snatch was remixed into a drill rhythm on TikTok in the meantime. The entire wedding was canceled at the venue. Guests received partial refunds, and the caterer retains half the proceeds. Other activities included a dance challenge, a slow-motion replay featuring anime sound effects, and even a bogus makeup tutorial called How to Secure Your Wig When Remy Ma is in the City. This better end up on Zeus Network, the drunken aunt who refused to leave the cake said. But the real storm was brewing behind the scenes, because, according to fictitious legal insiders, Claressa's legal team is now considering charging the venue with emotional negligence and failing to provide wig protection services. Yes, she is coming for everyone. To make things worse, Papoose was allegedly expelled from 2 group chats and ghosted by his own mixtape producer. Remy Ma's legal team has reportedly filed a dignity injunction to stop Papoose from "We're not stopping his music. We're stopping the Cheesy Rees rep," allegedly. There is no Team Papoose, bro. That man is wandering Twitter like a ghost emoji. He was the king of black love 1 minute, and now he's just a meme with a crooked tie and empty hands. Let's not forget what's happening in pop culture. Cardi B posted 3 eye emojis calling it the most gangster wedding I've ever heard. After Nicki Minaj liked a shady comment that read, "Imagine getting snatched at a ceremony, bro." Remy Ma didn't say anything until late last night, when she posted a single blurry Instagram photo from the back of a limo with the caption, "Bothered." The internet caught fire all over again. Bald, cuffed, booked. Remy Ma's one-word caption, "Unbothered." The internet caught fire all over again. Bald, cuffed, booked caused chaos, but the chaos is far from over. 5 million in 6 hours, the top sis lost a wig, but gained the internet. She lost a wig but won the war. That's queen behavior, one commenter wrote, while others called it the most gangster mugshot story ever. And another wrote, "When your pride remains intact but your lace front is stolen." But according to our very fake legal insiders, the real war was just getting started when Remy Ma was brought before the judge the next morning. Without any makeup or glitz, just her unadulterated confidence and edge control, holding on for dear life. The defendant forcibly removed the bridal hairpiece, exposing the plaintiff's scalp to emotional and social harm. Claressa, sitting next to her lawyer, whispered, "And yes, assault with a deadly frontal." The legal team was in the front row, armed with hair samples, screenshots of the footage, and a printed change. The judge, who was reportedly a longtime admirer of Ree's 2005 bet cipher, tried to keep a straight face, but witnesses say he smirked when he read the report. The petition was named Justice for the Drag. "Peace and blessings. I just want to speak from the heart," said Grandma, who saw it all. "I didn't intend for things to turn out this way." 2 days after the arrest, Papoose went live from his living room, surrounded by candles, tissues, and regret. "Remy and Claressa, you are both stunning queens," he said, trembling as he sat alone with his hoodie pulled up, looking like a failed SoundCloud poet. "Maybe I was upset or perplexed by your nasty comments." By issuing a cease to funny injunction, Remy's legal team formally forbade Papoose from publishing any spoken word, poetry, love letters, or rap bars that mentioned her name until the dispute was over. Claressa's DM's brother says this is not a violation of his art. This is a protection of public peace, as if he were in a monologue by Tyler Perry. "You're just delusional, not profound." But Claressa wasn't giving up either. She held a full-fledged press conference the day after court. She took the stage outside a beauty supply store, wearing a brand new 30-inch bust-down wig and holding her torn lace in a plastic Ziploc bag. "I came here to love, not to fight. I came to start a future, not to get scalp scars on my big day," she said. As her voice broke and the camera panned in, a journalist questioned, "Do you still have feelings for Papoose?" After that sentence shattered TikTok, she paused, blinked dramatically, and whispered, "I still feel something for him, but not for retaliation." The video was remade 12 times, A completely different campaign was started by Ree's fanbase, while Clarissa's retaliation. Speech went viral. Free frontal fighter t-shirts were posted on Etsy. And one fan created a Bonds and Bundles GoFundMe. And Ice Spice posted a story that said, "Y'all better leave Remy alone before she snatches TikTok too." Another version of the hour featured anime lightning effects behind her eyes. And another had Cardi B's "Through Your Phone" in the background. Speaking of capturing the wedding venue, where is it? According to very fake entertainment insiders, Netflix has been offered a 7-part documentary series called Bundles and Betrayal, which will follow Remy Ma's version of the wedding story, the court case, and her ascent to fame as a misunderstood icon in a world full of lace-front lies. "We've hosted hundreds of events, but nothing could prepare us for a wig war," the owner said in a statement following the establishment's official closure of the venue. "We're turning the property into a yoga studio. Etiquette and emotional warfare," and another is called "The Day the Aisle Turned into an Octagon." Meanwhile, there are rumors that Claressa is shopping for series Scalp Justice. It's a dramatic reality show that is set in a courtroom and features a new crime with wigs and a new victim ready to press charges. You know who's not on either show? Papoose. According to courtroom leaks, both women had him removed from their contracts because he was deemed irrelevant and mediocre and used to many metaphors. The real question is whether Remy was right or just wrong. Did she cross a line or did she draw it? Was Claressa truly betrayed or just unlucky? Her most recent move was to announce with the proceeds going toward public wig protection, bridal security upgrades, and trauma therapy for flower girls exposed to frontal violence. Her only post since Unbothered was a boomerang of her blowing a kiss into the wind with the message, "Still snatched, still sacred," while living in an unnamed place, most likely an Airbnb in Jersey, with 5 wigs and no regrets. Whether you're rooting for Remy Ma or Claressa, was not your average wedding to be caught, and Papoose is the villain or just a man who dropped every single bag. However, one thing is certain: the wedding is over, the wigs are gone, and the truth is still tangled. Remy Ma may have lost her hair, but she left a legend in the eyes of the public. The real question now is, did Remy Ma go too far? Or did Claressa think she could walk down the aisle with someone else's man and not catch these frontal hands? Should Papoose just delete his entire contact list and go off-grid? If you make it through the drag, like this video, and subscribe for more truth that feels illegal to say aloud. Next week's mess is already loading. This is where your faves come to get it. Love Triangle was lace front warfare, complete with sirens, scandals, and the most iconic mugshot of 2025. What do you think? Was Remy justified in pulling up like that? Did Claressa deserve peace on her special day? Or was she asking for drama? It's closed.